like this.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is David Schmidt, founder and CEO of LifeWave, and welcome to this very special webinar on LifeWave technology and the X39. Now, we are recording this webinar today so that you'll be able to share it with fellow members, team members, and potential customers so they can get an overview on what LifeWave technology is all about, and of course what the X39 is about. There's a lot more to the story. We of course refer to X39 as activating your stem cells, and there's a lot about that. So let's go ahead and get started so you can get the information on this that you're looking for. So where we're going to start is for people that are new to LifeWave is give an overview of how our technology works, because we have an entirely new approach to activating stem cells in the body. This is not a drug, it's not a nutritional supplement, it's a completely new way of taking advantage of stem cell technology. So let's dig into this first so you can understand why our method is so much better and so much different than anything else you've heard of before. Now, LifeWave technology is phototherapy. So instead of trying to put a drug or a nutritional supplement in the body, we can activate stem cells with light, and we do it all with a patch. Now, the patch does not contain any type of ingredients that goes into the body. That would be what's called a transdermal patch. Instead, we have a non-transdermal technology. That means that there's no ingredients going into the body. Instead, the patch is stimulating the surface of the skin with light. And by the way, this is a technology that I invented and patented, and currently I have about 100 patents that have been issued and pending that are global. So how does this work? Well, with the X39, you can simply apply the patch just about anywhere on the body, and it goes to work. Now, the two locations that we recommend for convenience, one is on the back of the neck, and the other is below the belly button, and you can, of course, see that illustrated here. So what happens? Well, you apply the patch to the surface of the skin, and the patch is immediately activated by body heat. Now, keep in mind that body heat is a form of light, infrared light. And this will activate the patch and cause it to reflect very specific wavelengths of light that will stimulate the surface of the skin. In science, this is called photobiomodulation, and it's an area of phototherapy, but it simply means that when we stimulate the skin with light, we can cause very specific chemical reactions in the body. Just think about how the sun causes the body to produce vitamin D. It's the same biochemical process. So we use very specific wavelengths of light that are reflected by our different patch products. Of course, today we're going to focus on the X39, but each patch has different materials in it that reflect different wavelengths of light. These will again stimulate the surface of the skin, and this stimulates the nerves. So when we're stimulating the nerves, we can then send a signal through the body that will produce a very specific biochemical change. So in the case of the sun, ultraviolet light is used to cause the production of vitamin D. But we can use other wavelengths of light to produce other biochemical changes. And this is what LifeWave is all about. So then the question is, what benefits can you get from using the X39? And what is the X39? What is it all about? Well, LifeWave has been around since 2004, and we have a line of phototherapy patches. We have patches that are designed to improve energy, improve focus, improve physical performance, anti-aging, and other things as well. And the X39 is similar to these other patches in that the X39 is going to elevate naturally occurring compounds in the body that, by the way, would normally decline with age. But the X39 is completely different than any other product. And as a matter of fact, it's the third generation of our LifeWave patches. The big thing that you'd want to know about the X39 is that people refer to it as our stem cell patch, because this is a patch that's designed to elevate what's called a peptide, which is known to activate stem cells. And if you've seen any of the testimonials, then you already know the benefits of elevating this peptide and activating stem cells are absolutely stunning. And we're going to talk about that a little bit now. Now, the first thing that you'd want to know about the X39 is that it does produce an immediate effect. Now, this is really unusual for a product, and it's certainly very unusual in our industry. And this is one of the things that people love about the X39 is that you can feel it the very first day of use. Now, what's going on here? Well, one of the things that the X39 will do is increase the production of antioxidants and decrease inflammation. So people feel this as an improvement in their energy levels, reduction in pain, and an improvement in their overall well-being. And there's other benefits as well. So most people will notice within the first few days of using the X39 that they see significant improvements in their quality of sleep. So more energy. When we are elevating antioxidants in the body, we can also upregulate or increase the amount of energy that the cells produce. This is a very powerful anti-aging effect, and the way people see this is they notice their very first day, they're not as tired or as fatigued by the end of the day. So this is a benefit you can get from the X39 your first day or within your first few days of using this patch. Of course, another benefit of the X39 is an improvement in sleep. Now, of course, you don't normally associate an improvement in sleep with activating stem cells, and that's because the X39 patch does a whole lot more. But just for the moment, so you know, one of the benefits that you can expect from the X39 is noticing that it will indeed improve the quality and the duration of your sleep. Most people, by the way, that have given us testimonials on this, as well as what we see in our clinical research, is that people report that their sleep is very deep and they're sleeping longer. Now, some of the most impressive testimonials we receive in on the X39 has to do with dramatic stories of pain relief. And some of these benefits just have to be experienced to be believed. People with chronic, long-term knee pain, they apply the X39 patch, and within minutes of application, the pain is gone. Back pain, migraine headaches, arthritic shoulders, arthritic joints. This pain is managed and minimized all within minutes of application. So don't be surprised when you use the X39 that you'll see an immediate reduction in the level of your pain and an improvement in mobility and an overall improvement in how you feel. Now, here's another big one. Now, this doesn't show up immediately, of course, but it does show up starting at about 3 or 4 weeks and through about the first 12 weeks of using the X39. Now, when we activate stem cells in the body, one of the ways stem cells function is to increase the amount of collagen. And so collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. Now, many of us are conditioned to thinking that collagen is in the skin, but it's actually everywhere throughout the body. So you use the X39, you'll increase the production of collagen, and over a period of time, you'll start to notice that the skin will tighten and there will be a reduction in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So look for those benefits starting at about the third or fourth week and then through about 12 weeks or so. Now, other benefits that people get with the X39 has to do in the area of sports performance. One of the things that stem cells do really well is repair damage to the body. This is part of the natural healing process. So, in other words, stem cells are going to be attracted to the site of injury, and then they're going to repair that injury. Now, what does this have to do with sports performance? Well, when we go and exercise, one of the things that we're trying to do is cause damage to a muscle so the body can repair it and make the muscle stronger. So what people have seen with the X39 is that not only is it going to increase the speed of recovery, but also sports performance goes up. As a matter of fact, people are reporting that they're feeling better and performing better than they have at any time in their lives. Now, another benefit that people have reported to us with the X39 is hair growth. Now, this is something that we have not demonstrated yet in our clinical studies, but we are getting these reports from many of our male members. Now, clinical research in this area is interesting because it's been shown that if stem cell activity in the scalp is increased, this would in fact lead to hair growth. So we're going to continue to monitor this, but this is something maybe you should look for when you're using the X39, yet another benefit. Now, something else that we've seen that's been very dramatic with the X39 is a reduction in the appearance of scars. One of the things that stem cells can do is initiate a process in the skin called remodeling. And part of this has to do with the increase in collagen production. It all simply means that there will be a reduction in the appearance of scars. And we have some wonderful testimonials about this. Now, perhaps the most exciting thing about the X39 and some of the most dramatic testimonials that we have received are in the area of wound healing. Now, clinical research has already established and proven that elevation of the compound that we're elevating with X39 causes stem cells to elevate production of growth factors and lead to dramatic increases in the rate at which our bodies heal. So wound healing, of course, is a natural process, and as we age, the quality of our stem cells diminish. So by the time we get over the age of 60, the stem cells are no longer moving very quickly, and they're not releasing the growth factors needed to repair damage to the body. So this is why people over the age of 60 and 70 start to notice they really don't heal either very well or at all anymore. So the X39 helps to support the natural wound healing process, and this leads to a faster recovery. And I would definitely encourage you to check out some of the testimonials that we have on this. Now, youth renewal is part of who we are as a company. We have been developing products over the years in the field of anti-aging, and the X39 is certainly no exception. So what do we mean by youth renewal? Well, X39 elevates a compound in the body that has been proven in clinical research to rewrite thousands of genes to a younger and healthier state. Now, let me put this in context for you. There's around 18 or 19,000 genes in the body that encode for proteins. And as we age, we start to lose access to this information. It's a process genetically that's called hypermethylation, but for you and I, what it simply means is that we can no longer access information in our bodies that we did have access to when we were younger. The X39 changes this, though. There will be thousands of genes that will be reset to a younger, healthier state that we will once again get access to. This means that we simply will have a healthier life and will have more vitality. Now, for testimonials on the X39, I would definitely recommend that you check out our website, LifeWaveX39.com. And as you'll be able to see on this website, we have a tremendous number of testimonials, all in the area of improvement in energy, improvement in sleep, reduction in the feelings of pain, tightening of the skin, reduction in the appearance of lines and wrinkles, of course, rapid wound healing, and testimonials from all over the world. We see here that we have testimonials in from Canada, Uganda, Denmark, Germany, Israel, United States, all over the place. So yeah, definitely go to our website, LifeWaveX39.com, and check out some of these phenomenal testimonials. The website gets updated every Monday because we have new testimonials that come in every day. And so we update the website once a week. So, question is, what should you do next? Well, first thing is contact the person who sent you here today so you can learn more about LifeWave and our products and, of course, our business opportunity. There's a way that you can start today at building a business from the comfort of your own home. Maybe you would just build the business in your community, or maybe you could build the business globally. We currently distribute our products to more than 100 countries, so LifeWave is a phenomenal opportunity, whether or not you want to build locally in your city, in your country, or expand past that. But it all starts with a simple phone call or email. Get in contact with the person that sent you here today so you can learn more and get started. You can also, of course, visit LifeWave.com or LifeWaveX39.com to get more information about our products and what we're all about. So with that, I want to thank you all very much for taking your time today to be with me to learn more about LifeWave technology, our opportunity, and of course the phenomenal X39 product that activates your stem cells so you can experience the best health and vitality that you've ever had. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll look forward to hearing about your success with LifeWave and with the X39. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome.
Good evening.
Hey.
I'm going to keep myself muted for the majority of the time because it's really windy out here on the Colorado River. But we're trying to make this work. I hope you guys can hear us good. Everything sounds good?
It's good. It's good. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to turn it over to Rose. I timed that out almost perfectly, but we're about 2 minutes off. So I'm glad you got to hear David Schmidt. That was one of my favorite videos because it's a really simple explanation of a really intense science. And without any further ado, Rose and Sand are the hosts of this thing tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to the ladies.
Hey. Thank you, Rock. Love the training. You know, we never get tired of hearing David and share with us about all of his information that he's developed over the years. Is pretty amazing. So thank you, Sand, for being there and doing all this technology stuff, and Rock, and you just making it happen. So welcome aboard. And we have, okay, so can you see me any better? I ordered one of these ring lights. Is it better?
You look great.
You look
You look
absolutely
great.
marvelous, darling.
Oh,
Yes.
darling, yes.
So beautiful now.
Okay, well, I got a hint that I needed to lighten up, you know, I mean, physically lighten up. So anyways, we got more and more people coming on board. I've been texting and reminding, and you know, Sunday's kind of a family day, a fun day, but it's also a day to really focus in what we've been, like Randy said, the football game. We, you know, can reflect on our week. You know, what have we gotten accomplished? Are we satisfied with what we've accomplished? And also to take a look at where we at with our being qualified come Monday morning when we look at our business and our back office. Are we still distributors? I hope. Are we still managers? Are we still directors? Are we still senior directors? And if you see any kind of a little yellow triangle, it's time to communicate with those that have yellow triangles. And because it's for their best interest, because we don't want them to lose their volume. We have an amazing company with an amazing product, no competition, a patent, and you know what? What's coming around the corner, and look out. So I want to introduce to you our secret guest tonight. She's an amazing trainer. She is really growing her team by leaps and bounds. She is around the corner from becoming director herself. And I've gotten to know Toddy. Hi, Toddy. I've gotten to know Toddy very well over the last couple of months since she joined the team. And she is just changing lives and her team too. She's training them to duplicate what she does. So Toddy, we are very, very excited to have you on tonight and to share your expertise. I've heard that you are an excellent trainer. So we are all very excited to hear the one and only Toddy. Take it away, Toddy.
Woohoo! Big round of applause for Toddy.
Thank you. No pressure, right?
That's
No,
it.
none.
Okay, so I hope I live up to that great introduction. Thank you, Rose, for the introduction. I want to thank you and Sand and Rock for asking me to do the training today. And again, I hope I can give some information that will help everybody. Before I start, I want to talk a little bit about something that I learned this week from the Word of God. And in Acts, when the day of Pentecost came, we had the word adding. They were adding to the members of the church already there. And then when you get to Acts 6, it talked about multiplication. And so I want to ask, does anybody know the difference between the two? Rock, if you answer, you only have 1 minute. So do you know the difference between when they were adding to the church as opposed to when the church was multiplying? Anybody?
Is that a question to
Sure,
me?
I'll answer.
Okay, please answer. It's really
All
windy
right.
out here.
Adding, I would say adding is bringing numbers in like one at a time. And I would say multiplying is when each one of those people came together and they are all bringing people in. So it was multiplying and not just adding one by one by one.
All right, you're halfway right.
Okay.
So on the day of Pentecost, we saw like 3,000 added to the church in one day. Well, what was happening then for adding is that the leaders, the apostles were the one that was bringing in the people. They were adding to the church. And then like Sandy said, when it got to like Acts 6, it was multiplication, which means that the people who were added were actually going out and bringing more people in. So our business is similar to that. And so what we do is we add the leaders. When David started his business, he shared it with some people and they shared it. And then now we are multiplying. So today, the title of my training is called The Fortunes and the Follow-Up. And we're going to talk, and Sunday we have a form, but don't show it yet, because I want to give a little background. For those of you who don't know me, I have been self-employed now for the last 25 years. I have a special gift that God has given me with body work, where I help people get out of pain. So when I found or learned about the patches, it was like, okay, what do I do with mine and what do I do with the patches? But what I found is that they kind of work together with what I do and then using the patches. So they actually work in sync with each other. So I've been self-employed for the last 25 years. And I will tell you this, that network marketing, the same things that I do in my business, I have to do in network marketing. The only difference is in my business, I'm the one that gets paid. And if somebody works for me, they get part of what I get paid and I get paid also. But in network marketing, everybody starts at the same level and is able to build up, and there's no cap to the income that you could earn. But there are certain things that you have to learn to be a good network marketer. So I've been in network marketing for a long time. Particularly last 7 years, I've been consistently in network marketing, but I didn't learn how to do network marketing until recently. So what I learned is now helping me to build my team. And for those of you who don't know and hadn't seen, I got manager in 2 weeks. And why is that? Is because I was sharing the patches and I was talking to people about it. And I went with my warm market, the people that I knew already who had pain and who I felt would be interested in it. And then I started branching out. So here's what I had to learn how to do. First of all, I think network marketing is two different things. It's self-development and it's coaching. So self-development, I have to learn how to make myself better in talking to people, communicating with people, better in communicating about the product. And sometimes people need to know how much you care before they know, they want to know how much you care. Okay, so knowing about them, and we're going to talk a little bit about that on the fortune is in the follow-up. Knowing about them and what's concerning them is more important than what's concerning you with respect to, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money. And I think a lot of people get discouraged with multi-level marketing because a lot of people come into multi-level marketing and think, okay, I'm going to make $1 million. And what happens is that they don't learn the self-development. And so they're not coaching their people. And what happens next is that everybody is left stranded and nobody wants to be there. In fact, this week I had on my Facebook page, I had somebody who said, oh, this multi-level marketing, they're causing women to lose their homes and things like that. And I responded, look, I've been with a company that I get a check for the last 7 years. I've been getting a check. So she said, well, you're in the 20%. The thing is that we really need to be diligent about what we're doing when we do network marketing or any other business. And one of the things I want to emphasize to everybody tonight is this: you're in a business, which means that you need to be a business person. You need to be professional. You need to treat people as if you're a business person. And a lot of times we find people in network marketing behaving like, oh, well, I just signed up somebody. Well, when you sign up somebody, in my mind, you automatically have to become a coach because you're sponsoring that person, you're enrolling that person. You're saying, okay, you own your own business, but you're not in business by yourself. That's the difference between network marketing and the business that I have for myself, my own business. I'm in business for myself. So everything that I learn, I have to learn from outside sources. I either have to pay them to learn. In network marketing, we have a lot of training and a lot of mentors we could go to and ask questions, whereas in our own business, we may not. So the first thing I want to tell you is this: if you become a part of a network marketing business, you are a business professional, or you should be a business professional. You should treat it as a business. You should learn what it's like to be a business. You should dress like if you're in a business. If you tell the person you're going to be there at a certain time, you be there at a certain time, because they're expecting you to behave like a business person. And if you want to be treated seriously, it's not just, oh, I'm have a product and I'm selling, you're not selling anybody anything. As far as I'm concerned, we don't sell. We share what we have, we share the knowledge that we have, and then we also need to share with our people. So here's what I've been doing. Firstly, the people that I've enrolled, what I do, whether they respond or not, when I do my meditation in the morning, and I don't do it every day, but I do it as the Holy Spirit leads me to. When I do my meditation, whatever text has been imprinted on my heart, I will write a little text message with an inspirational message for my people. And I send it to them. Now it goes right now. I know there are services that you could use to text multiple ways, but I do it individually with my people. So they know that it's coming to them individually. It's the same text that goes to each one of them, but it's sent to them directly. So they know that they're getting it directly and they can respond to it directly. So that's how I keep in contact with my people who I've enrolled. And if they want to share it, they can also share it with the people that they have under them. So when you have somebody, even if you enroll one person, you want to start the process of duplicating with that person, and then they will duplicate with the person that they have, and then the other person. So we train everybody. So nobody is dependent and waiting on somebody, except if they have a question or they need a specific answer to something, or they need training in a specific area. So it frees everybody up. One of the biggest problems in network marketing is good leadership. Okay, so we see some of them who are the 1%. They're making a ton of money. And when we look at them, they're doing a bunch of training, they're doing Facebook Live, they're engaging with their people. They may have get-togethers with their people at certain times and places and things like that. You have to see yourself as that person, because at some point, if you don't engage with your people, you're going to lose them. If they don't have the support, you're going to lose them. If they have a question and they can't get it answered fast enough, you may lose them, not only them, but you may also use the person, the prospect that they're talking to. So my philosophy is train everybody right away to duplicate the system. The company has a system. We know the checklist. Get the checklist, get everybody to do the checklist, get them to commit to how many hours, if it's an hour. But if people see success, my job is to help my downline get a check. So I have to teach them how to earn money, so at least they could know how to earn money. And in order to do that, I do what I do for myself, I do for them. Now, you may have different personalities in your downline. So some people you may have to pray more for. Some people you may they may get it and they can run with it and you don't have to spend. But don't get offended if somebody said, hey, just give me this much information and leave me alone, let me go on my own. I think those people are very valuable because they can run on their own. They're self-starters, they can initiate their business themselves. They don't need a whole lot of support. And that's important. Whereas you could take the time with people who are new to network marketing, who want to learn how to do it and spend the time with them. You can also do individual Zoom trainings for your team, so that, which mine is going to start next week. It was supposed to start this week, but because I'm doing the training today, I put it off for next week, Thursday evening. So this is my philosophy. Every single person I enroll, they may not know it yet, but I believe they're a leader. And therefore, they can build their business. If I teach them how to build their business, they can build their business. Of course, they have to do things themselves. And some people may say, okay, I don't want to sell anything right now. I don't want to do the business right now. That's fine. But with the patches, with LifeWave, we know the patches work. So they're going to tell somebody anyway. So that's half the job done. The patches work. They work. So just sharing it with other people, that person may say, hey, and that's how I've gotten a lot of my people I've enrolled, because I've sent patches. I've sent patches to Michigan. I've sent patches to Texas. Every place I had contact, I sent patches so that they can try it. Okay, so Sandy, can you put up the form for me? I developed this form when I came into LifeWave to kind of keep track of who I was talking to and where I was sending patches to and things like that. So I want to go over this. This is called, the form is called, the fortune is in the follow-up. And what that means is this. Now, if you look at the form, and anyone who wants the form can ask Sandy and she can email it to you, or myself and we can email it to you. The first column is the name of the person. So I have at one point like 10 people that I was working with, especially when I first came in, I had all these names on there. So I listed the names on the column where it said name. And then forgive me for this, but I'm a massage therapist, so therefore I have first touch. Yes, I'm touch is my thing. So first touch, meaning that that's your initial contact with somebody. So first of all, you're not going to sell them everything you got in your first contact. First of all, you want to build a relationship with that person. So what are you going to find out? You're going to find out their name. You're going to find out some information, and just in the matter of having conversation. So you build a conversation with that person, like Jim and Jody, they told us when they go to the restaurant, they ask, well, how are you doing today? And if the person said good, they'll say, well, why not great? And that's how they start their conversation. And that's a fantastic way to start the conversation. But that's your first touch. Your first touch is your initial contact with that person. They don't care what you know. All they want to know is how much you care about them. So you want to find out as much information as you can so that you're building a relationship with that person. So it's the same way we build a relationship with God. You know, we don't know everything about God in the first day we meet him, but we over time spend time with him, get to know him, and then we get more deeper into a relationship with him. It's the same thing, we build a relationship with the person. So the first touch, and you're going to see under the first touch, is the first encounter. It's a get to know you conversation. So it's a back and forth conversation. They may ask you one question, then you answer. You may ask them another question, but I heard one guy put it, and a lot of you on here tonight may know who I'm talking about, but he said, be interested and not interesting. So to explain that, interesting means you're sharing all the information about yourself and they're fascinated with your information, but you're not getting any information from them. So if you're interested, that means you want their information. You want to ask questions to keep you going. And then to keep the conversation going and to build a relationship. So you be interested, not interesting. All right, so that's the first touch. The second touch is how and why are you going to reach out to this person? So let's say in the conversation that you talk to them, they came up with, oh, I have really bad back pain. I've been, going to the doctor. I have pain pills I'm taking or whatever. I have pain, or they have something else going on medically in their life. Now you have an opportunity to reach back out to them, and at this time you're going to say, hey, I think I have something that you might be interested in that might help you. So you then can introduce what you have. Now, remember, I work with people specifically with pain. So I help people get out of pain in a short period of time. So I want to dive deeper into what's going on with them in order to find out where the pain is coming from before I formulate a treatment plan or get them in. So sometimes it may take doing a consultation over the phone or in person, or it may take a consultation, but there's specific questions I ask. Like, for instance, what is their health history? What is their recreational history? What is their job history? And why do I ask that? All of that ties into their movement, which in turn leads to pain. So what you want to do in your second touch is you want to analyze the conversation you had with them first and kind of sift it a little bit to see how you could approach them with respect to helping them. So the patch, it might be I had somebody with severe ear pain. He had an infection in both ears to the point where he couldn't hear. And so I had him come to my house and I patched him with a pain patch. And by the time he left the house, maybe 10 minutes later, he had no pain. So that's some of the things you can offer them if you have it right on you. I think people want to see and feel. Just tell them, hey, the patch will do this and the patch will do that. People are skeptical. I was skeptical. In fact, 1.5 years ago, one of my clients told me about the patches and I didn't want to hear anything. And it wasn't until 2.5 months ago that I took a look at it and decided, okay, and now here I am doing the training this evening. So your second touch, you want to be able to follow up on the conversation. So you may have them send them the video. Hey, I have a video if you'd like to take a look at it. What do you know about stem cell technology? Things like that. I did have one person that I reached out to. She is in I think physical therapy or something like that. And she had a client and I said, what do you know about stem cell technology? And she did not want to hear anything about it at all because she's used to hearing about the injected stem cells. So she didn't let me go anywhere past what do you know about stem cells? So that's fine. I left it alone. We're going to go on to the next and maybe one day I'll come back to her. But whatever, sometimes that happens. So don't expect that every person you talk to, you will have an opening to share the patches with. You may not. You may have to go a little bit longer. I have one person I'm talking to on Facebook. She made a post. I responded to the post. She wanted to sign me up to whatever. I didn't want to, but in the process, I found out her son had just died and she had to bring her grandson down to Florida. And so the conversation is continuing. We've had probably 5 or 6 times that we've talked to each other via Messenger. I've never met her, but eventually we will meet and we will get to the point with the patches. She's curious about my hair turning back black. So I mentioned the other day that the copper peptides and the patches are helping my hair turn back. So that's your second touch. Your third touch, that's what you want to do to find out, okay, how can I help this person even further to get them to commit? So at this point, you may share a patch with them, or after they watch the video, you want to follow up with them. What or when are they going to watch the video so that you could follow up with them? And that, remember last week, Dan was talking about my appointment book. I'm a stickler for the appointment book. So I just got my, you can't see it because my form is on there, but I have, this year my color is red. So every year I go around September, October to buy my appointment book. And every year I look at the new ones that come out because I want to see that it has the things that could help me the most to become organized. And I found that I do not like a daily one. I want to find a weekly one. So in the weekly one, what you want to do is your appointment book must be filled with your follow-up data, your initial data, when do you have to check back with the person you shared information. You could even put a note on what information you shared with them. You could put a note about what patches you shared with them. What were their reaction? Did they have a problem? Did they not have a problem? And are they ready to get involved with you? Now, the last column deals with the outcome. The outcome is they said, no, I didn't feel anything. I don't want the patches. The second outcome may be, hey, I want to join you in your company. I want to get these patches. I want to see if they work for me. Now, understand this too. If you share patches with people, you want to share the do's and the don'ts. For instance, dehydration is one of the biggest culprit for the patch not working. You want to make sure that your people know they need to drink water before they put on the patch, and they want to drink water all during the day. So you want to remind them. Your follow-up, if you gave them a patch, you want to follow up. Hey, how are you doing? You call them the next day and you can tell them, hey, I'm going to call you tomorrow to find out how you did with it. For instance, one of my guys that are on here tonight, I patched him with the inflammation patch one night, the night he came, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I was new to the company myself, so I just patched him with the inflammation and I gave him a stem cell to go home with. The next morning he called me up and he said, I think I have more movement in my toe from just the inflammation patch. He said, but I'm not sure, but I'm going to try the stem cell one. And the next day he came back on, I want more. I think it's helping me, but I'm not quite sure yet. Today, he's one of my first managers. Okay, so you have to follow up with them and find out how did they feel, what's going on. Even if you send patches out of state from where you are, out of town, maybe overseas. I'm not sure we have other countries we're in. I haven't attempted out of the USA yet, but hopefully one day I'm trying to talk to people in Australia and different places to see if I can build a business there too. But for right now, I'd like to build a solid business in the United States. So the outcome would be the end result. Did they become a rep with you, a distributor, a customer, a preferred customer? What happened next? Or did they opt out altogether? The last thing is that, again, once that outcome, let's say you decide, that person decide they want to get it, your job hasn't ended. Your job is now to follow up with them. You're going to sign them up, and you have to know that your back office, how to sign them up. And of course, if you're new, you may need help from your upline. And that's why when you enroll somebody, you need to be, I'm not expecting you to learn everything, but you need to be constantly learning, because your person that you just enroll will have questions. They're new, and you don't want to just leave them there. Some people are very good with websites and with online. I'm not that good with online technology, so I've had to learn. My learning curve has gone like way beyond my scope of practice, but I'm learning. So you want to learn how to get them set up so that one, they can get paid. When do they get set up to get paid? And by the way, I learned that it's when you sign up your first person, then you get set up to get paid. The company has everything on the website, but if you don't know how to find it, you're not going to be able to help them or help, yourself. So you want to get familiar with your back office and know where everything is so that you could help them. And you learn as you go. The first time Rose helped me sign up somebody, I learned how to do it. And then the next time I learned how to do it, then I still had questions. So I went back to Rose and asked questions and things like that. But the purpose of today's training is to let you know that when you enroll that person, your job is not done. It's just begun. And you have to nurture that person. You have to help them. You have to help them build their business. You may have to do a three-way with their prospect. You may have to walk them through the back office, but you need to be there for them. So in my appointment book, I'm going to have areas where I have calls with my downline. I have calls with my prospect. I have follow-up with the prospect that I gave a patch to, I sent a video to, and they need to watch it. You ask them when they're going to watch the video. And so that way you can look at your appointment book and you can set the time. If they tell you, I'm going to do it tomorrow, okay, so tomorrow at what time can I call you? Remember, you're in your own business. And if you do have a 9-to-5 job and you're doing this in the evening or part-time hours, morning, part-time, whatever hours, you still need to put that in your book. And so what I do is I use colored markers or pencils to actually block off what is called with a rep, as opposed to a distributor, as opposed to a call with a prospect or a call with somebody who I'm just now meeting. So I use different colors to help me to identify what I'm supposed to do. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay.
Absolutely.
Continue on,
That was excellent. Do you have time for Q&A?
yes, I do. So I'm going to wrap up in a little bit on seeing that. Well, I'll give you time for questions, but basically the follow-up is important because the person needs to know that you care. You just didn't give them something and left them alone, or you didn't give them something and they're going through some problems and there's nobody for them to call. And also make sure you have a business card or you have something that they can call you, your phone number. They have your phone number. So should anything happen, just remember, this is something medical. Okay, it affects the body. That means it's medical. There are changes. We don't know what anybody's body is like. Everybody is different. So therefore, if you give them a patch and they're having a problem, they toxin or something like that, you need to know because you're the one that's shared the patches with them. If you don't have the answer to it, you call somebody who does. Call Rose. I have Dr. John Harmon on Facebook, and I message him if I have something I feel is crucial and important I need to know. But we are not just selling something. We're selling people's good health, but good health takes a process. It's the same thing with you and I. It takes a process for our body to go through. So I want you to be aware of that. And then we can, I think that's all I have to share from my form and you know, how to utilize the form. So I will open now for questions if anybody has any question.
So somebody had a question here. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, this is Wayne.
Hi,
Okay.
Wayne.
How are you?
Good.
Good. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have a percentage of how many people that you're giving patches to, that how effective that is in a percentage basis? You know, I'm just kind of curious, you know, whether it's, you know, 80% return on that or you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. And yes, I would say I have minimal people who say, no, I'm not interested, or I don't want it, or it didn't work for me. I check myself to make sure that I gave them all the right information. I gave them all the information that they needed so that they could know what to do. So I have one lady in South Carolina that I sent her patches, and then she decided she wanted to buy some from me. So she bought some from me, and then she had a little problem with it. So I had to ask Dr. Harmon about her problem. And so he gave me some information. I sent it back to her. She has not decided to become a rep or to buy it further. And today I have to go back and check with her again, but we've been talking back and forth. And with her, she asked me about a totally different product when we first started. And then through the process of conversation, the patches came up, and that's how I sent her in North Carolina. I sent her some patches. So I would say you're right. Maybe about 80% of the persons that I send to, I have some people who forget to put on the patches, but that's where the follow-up and calling them and finding out, hey, did you use the patch? Did you use the patch correctly? Did you use the patch in the morning? Did you use the one that in nighttime? Did you put it on the right side of the body? All those questions you want to become familiar with, and you want to ask your people. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool. Anybody else? I saw another hand, but I didn't know who it was from.
Yeah. Is it Scribe? He had his hand up.
Yes. How do you respond to people when they say I am taking a I'm on medication and I want to make sure it's working before I try something else, so I know how to differentiate between the results that I'm getting?
Okay, so when I do a consultation with a person, I will ask about their medical history. So if they're taking a medication, they're taking it for something. So if they're taking it, say, for high blood pressure, we have information about the patches that will tell you how it would regulate certain things in the body. So they may not have to stop their medication in order to try the patches. It could work in conjunction with it. It could work probably to the point where it could reduce the medication because it's correcting the problem inside the body. Now, remember, when we put the patch on, we don't know where the stem cell is going to go because the brain decides where the body needs it most, but it will help reverse the condition that they have. So you want to ask them what they're taking the medication for. And if they say they want to try it before, that's fine. You could leave them alone, but then ask them permission. Can I send you information? Can I send you a testimonial? Can I send you further information that we have on the stem cell? Would you be interested in reading it or following up with it? Or can I call you in a week or so if I find anything that will answer your question? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else?
Hey, Toddy, along with that, I don't know if you've tried this at all in following through, but when people bring up medications, I just point blank let them know, oh, you're talking about drugs. Have you asked your physician to give you a list of the side effects that are attributed to taking that drug? Because it's, according to my scientists that I deal with, there's a lot of science that shows there are damages to your body in many areas from taking a quote unquote medication. So you may want to think about what I'm sharing with you here. This is an all natural situation where your body is actually healing itself. This is not a drug. This is not any kind, there's not even any comparison to anything out there. And if I understand this right, you can correct me, Rose or Toddy, if I'm wrong on this, our product does not have any conflict with anything that they take, except for if they're doing chemo. And as far as I'm concerned, chemo is a death sentence. It's a doctor saying, okay, we're going to check you for about $30,000 before we kill you because you're going to die. And that people don't like to hear that, but that's the reality of the statistics. You can do the research yourself. When somebody says they're going to give you chemo, they're basically killing you. You got about a 2 or 3% chance of living, as far as I can tell.
Okay, Rock, what I do with that, because I do it with my other business, I have to find out all that information. And here's what I found. We have, because of the propaganda that has been started years ago with the medical community, we have people who there's a line between my doctor says and alternative have been portrayed as the quacks. So therefore I have to meet people where they are. And if they are sold on their medication, because I have people even in my body work pain relief, they have pain, they get medication from their doctor, they're complaining to me about their pain, that the medication the doctor gave them, it's not working. I can see it not working, but yet they're telling me I have the best doctor and my doctor told me I will never get help or I will never, whatever. So I have to meet the person where they are. You could antagonize a person by saying, hey, you're wrong in doing this and this and this. But if you work with them where they are, and Dr. Glidden says, Dr. Peter Glidden, for those of you who know him, he said, if you have high blood pressure, you take the medication and you take the supplementation. And when your blood pressure goes down and gets to normal, you ask the doctor to get you off the medication. So that's the thing that I have to tell my clients. I'm not a doctor. I'm not authorized to tell you to get off your medication, but you can talk to your doctor about it as the symptoms get better. The other thing that I want everybody to remember is this. Our patches, when they work, they're doing something to the body. So it's not, you cannot tell them it's not going to do anything to your body, because if you tell them it's not going to do anything, why are you trying to get them to use it? The patches will change something in your body. They may have a reaction. And like we know, if they have a transplant or they're on chemo, it's not a good thing to put the patches for them. But if even in the detox, in the book that I got that tells you how to patch and what to patch for, there is a detox that is there and it's recommended for a certain, like right now I have a person with Parkinson's and I went through the protocol of the patch and his body has detoxed so badly, he can barely walk. So I have to go back now and see if I could get him some other things. And he's been on high psychotic drugs. But before that, earlier in the year, I started working with him and we were able to get him to lower the medication. And unfortunately, I'm not sure, this is a controversial topic, but he was vaccinated. And from then the symptoms that we had reversed kept coming back, and it actually is worse now than it was before. So we were trying the patches to get him, but the detox, he's only been on the detox for like 3 weeks, and it's just gotten his body so badly that he cannot even walk. So I want you to be very, very aware of when you're telling people it will not do anything to your body. It will do something. It does make a change to your body. So we have to understand how the patches work. That's why it's imperative for us to watch the videos on the X39 website, and even the videos, if there's any, on the LifeWave.com website, so that we can educate ourselves. Because when somebody shows up, if we patch somebody with something and their body start detoxing too fast, I have another guy with kidney dialysis that his body started detoxing too fast, and so he had to get off, but his doctor doesn't want him to drink water. So there's other factors that is involved in how the body would respond, but we have to be present in the person's life, following up with them to make sure that they're either doing the right thing and or getting the right results.
Okay.
I
So,
agree, Toddy, also along with that, because what I do in that too is I try to get them to understand, I don't think that you're understanding the power of stem cell activations and what your stem cells are actually doing for your body. It's completely irrelative as to whatever your specific condition is that you're dealing with, because these stem cells, when you put them in, they might not go and work on the thing you want them to work on right away. And they might go and work on something else according to what your brain and your DNA, those genes, are going to tell them of where they're supposed to map themselves out and go. So there's a real science here that, like, I think you're doing good, Toddy, when you're sending them to that information, but they just really got to get the point that this is not like just taking a pill. That's what they're so used to. Just take a pill and then my heart, problem is going to be fixed because I'm on heart medication, or, take my insulin and then my blood sugar is going to, level off and I've got to take insulin now for the rest of my life. They always think it's just going to be this quick fix to that one thing. Stem cells is your entire body. It's everything from my eyebrows that are growing like crazy to my nose hairs that are growing like crazy to my ear hairs that are growing like crazy to my little fuzzies on my head. I mean, I got growth going on everywhere. Well, what? This is like at a cellular level. This is, it's a miracle, So I don't think they're comparing apples to apples is what I'm trying to say.
Right, I understand that, but you have to remember, before I really delved into stem cell technology with the patches, I attended seminars that they were having with the injected stem cell, and I didn't know the difference. All I knew is I had questions. I asked, is there any research to show that this work or not? And they didn't, because it was such a new thing on the market. So, and it was cost prohibitive for a lot of people, but I didn't know the difference between that and the patches. So if I heard stem cell, I would think, in fact, I was saying it wrong when I started with the patches. I was saying stem cell patches. They are not stem cell patches. They're actually stem cell regenerating patches. So when we explain the difference between the regenerating part, because people ask me, okay, if these are stem cell patches, what does it have in it? Where do they get the stem cell? And I couldn't understand that, because I couldn't answer that, because I didn't know until I listened to a video and it said it's not stem cell patches, it's stem cell regenerating patches. And that way I was able to correct my people, and I was able to correct my wording also when I said it. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mhm. Yes.
Any other
Very good.
questions?
No, I just want to say that, we can tell them too that it's been proven, the science, all the studies that have been done over the last 2-3 years, that the urine and blood tests and all the testing that was done, it's proven that the patch works. The first 24 hours you put it on, it works 100%. You may not feel it, but just know this, it's proven that it is working. And so maybe you need some new stem cells in your heart or your liver, and you're not even aware of it. Not only that, the patches have been FDA approved. So you can tell them that, and a lot of people will maybe settle down with that fact that they are FDA approved. So we have
Yes.
one more question, and I think we need to then wrap it up unless there's another real serious one. Go ahead, Wayne.
Yeah, I have a quick question. Is there any statistics that if I give you as a customer a patch, the effectiveness of the first time giving them that patch, whether it's going to work? In other words, I'm looking at this from a standpoint as not to waste patches. And I'm just curious, if I give somebody a patch, what's the chances that they're going to show something positive from that patch?
Everybody's body is different. And even when they take medication, the medication may give them some side effect like dizziness or whatever. It doesn't mean that it's doing anything, but everybody's body is different. Some people like you responded right away overnight. Some
Right.
people depending on how they treat their body, if they're not drinking enough water, if they're not taking care of the body. Like David also told us that minerals is needed in the body in order for the patches to also have something to work with. The way I tell people is this: the foundation, when you're building a house, you need to lay a foundation. If you don't lay that foundation properly, the walls of the house is not going to stay. It's not going to stay. It's not going to be solid enough to withstand any kind of disaster. So with the stem cell, what Rose just said, it works 100%. From the moment you put it on, it's working. But see, in my business, I find people come to me when they're in pain so bad, they're bent over. But before that, when it wasn't really bothering them to the point where it was that bad, they don't need me. But the day they can't walk up the stairs, or they can't lift, or they bent over, they can't, whatever, that's when they come to see me and they want me to fix them like right away. The thing is that was happening all along. It was coming, building up to the point of the body. You could lift a piece of paper and your back goes out and you can't walk. The thing is that the stem cell patches starts working. Just because you can't see it or feel it doesn't mean it's not working.
Okay, Wayne.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
There's this envelope this is Marcy Preble's envelope that she used all the time when she first got started, because she didn't know what to say, and all she did was read from it. And so right here, the third or fourth paragraph says, some people experience results within 1 to 7 days. Most experience results within 28 to 30 days. Results will vary. The new stem cells may be regenerating an internal organ first before repairing something that you feel. Know that within 24 hours, the stem cell activation patch resets 3,000 to 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state. And the deep healing occurs approximately at 3 months. Some can even take longer, some a little bit sooner. But know this, they work. It's proven. Science has proven it. So you have this, and you can give that to them with their patches inside of there and your card, or you can read it to them, whatever you want to do. But this is a valuable little envelope, because it
Do you have
tells
an
it.
email copy of that or something?
Yeah, I can put you in contact with the lady that sells them at her cost too.
I mean, I'd just like to be able to get a copy of it so that if I got somebody, I can either text it to them or email it.
Sure, I'll take a picture with my phone and I will email it to Wayne.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, also, I just wanted to mention that I've heard ONYX say this as well, that, and we kind of go by this as well, that probably 50% are going to have an effect, notice something in the first 24 hours. But the other 50% will not. And
Great.
if we look at my husband and I, he had an immediate effect. I didn't notice anything for a couple of weeks. So that's kind of the rule of thumb that we go by when you ask for statistically how many. It's a 50-50. It's around there.
Very good.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you, Toddy, so much for the beautiful presentation. It was so valuable. Oh, Kathy, she has a question.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. One big question I find this is, once they're on, like Toddy's example was, once they're on the patch and they have high blood pressure and they're on the meds and they're on the patch and their blood pressure gets normal, like my husband, he feels it's best to stay on the med because he's normal. How do some people lower their meds? Can they really ask their doctor to do it? And will he do it if you ask him?
Yes, here's what you have to do. You have to take your blood pressure twice a day for 3 weeks. And once those numbers are normal, you can take them to the doctor, and the doctor is the one that has to take you off the medication. So you take them. So now you have evidence. Look, I've been taking my blood pressure twice a day. This is what the numbers are. And once they see them, the numbers are getting normal or normalizing, they will take you off, they will lower the medication. But you have to have some kind of documentation. If you just go tell the doctor, hey, my blood pressure is lowering and I want to get off the meds, more than likely he'll say no, because in their history, they put you on high blood pressure medicine and you never get off high blood pressure medicine. So basically you have to show them, look, I've been taking my blood pressure twice a day for the last 3 weeks. And 3 weeks is about the time that they would pay attention. So you take it for 3 weeks and then you take it to the doctor and you say, so if his next doctor's appointment is a month away, just go ahead and take your blood pressure and record it, the day and the time and what the pressure was. And then you take it into your doctor and you said, hey, this is the last month's worth of my blood pressure twice a day. I would like to ask that you lower my blood pressure meds, and they will.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Okay. We're so much smarter now. Hey, San, do you want to close us with, yeah, there you go. You're on it, girl.
Yes, I just wanted to mention to everyone that tonight, and I'm not sure, it's probably not midnight Pacific time, we have a promo that is ending, and this is, boy, it's so big, I have to scroll down. Here it is. Buy 2 X39 sleeves, get 1 Alavita for free, or Alavita for free. So this is, so you can see as a distributor, you get 150 BV for that, which would, keep you active. And so this is ends tonight at midnight. Yep, midnight tonight at Pacific time. And other than that, I don't have any other announcements. Do you, Rose?
No, I
Hey,
don't.
this is Scylla. How are
Hi,
you?
Scylla.
I'm back.
Welcome.
Say
Welcome
on
back.
those promos, are they can those be your auto ship, or can you put those on your auto ship, or are those extra on top of?
No, it wouldn't go on your other ship, because then it's a promo that ends like midnight tonight. So you could buy it individually when you like, say you put on your order ship, you could put those patches, but you won't get the promo price. I'm sure you won't get the Alavita.
Right.
And also,
Okay.
I want, because I had 2 of my reps do this. They came in under the promo, and based on how things work, they can earn money, but they cannot rank up. So until they get to a silver or gold or platinum or whatever level, they cannot rank up. So they can earn money, but they cannot rank up. So just that, so you know, if you have a new person that's interested, they could buy the promo. And this is how I thought it through. I signed them up with the $25. There's no taxes or shipping on that. And then I have them buy the promo, and they get the promo price and the free, whatever they're getting, but that doesn't put them in the level to get ranked up.
And they at $25, they don't get a website, do they?
Yes, they did get the website, but remember they bought the promo anyway, so they get the website. So that's what the $25 is.
Okay. All right.
So
Right.
if you
So
have,
Scylla, if you, what you can do is if you want to order this promo, you can move out your auto ship. You can change
that
the date
again.
of your auto ship, and you can order the promo tonight and take advantage of this free sleeve. And the Alavita is awesome. You can go to a website called myalavita.com, and there it'll give you the ingredients on the product. It'll explain the products. It's wonderful.
Okay. So just change the date, because my auto goes out the 30th.
Okay, sure. You could, yeah. So order this tonight, and after you order it, then move out your auto ship. Mhm. That'll
Okay.
give you the 154 bonus volume that you need. You'll be eligible for your manager, right, Scylla?
For my what?
You're a
Right.
manager,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so that'll keep
So
you
close.
active with your 154. Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good question, Scylla.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, so everyone, thank you for coming
Oh.
on and participating.
one
And
quick
we
question.
have another awesome secret guest next week. And you want to be sure and bring your people on this and your guests. You are going to be in for a biggie. Yes, Wayne, one more question, then we need to go.
Yeah, very quickly. If you order this special at $199, I think it costs us, if I'm not mistaken. It says you get a $40 retail commission. Do you still get that $40 if you're ordering that for yourself?
No, no, this is if a customer orders that, the preferred
Oh.
customer orders it. One of
Okay.
your customers order it, you're gonna get that in commission,
But if you order it for yourself, you don't get any commission for it,
right?
correct?
You will remain active, right?
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, gotcha. All right, thank you.
Yeah, so if you have any team members, I know you're a manager too, Wayne, if you have any team members that have a yellow triangle, they could go down at midnight and then they'll
Yeah, I
get a,
just ordered myself for one, and I ordered one for somebody else yesterday.
okay, all right, Wayne, you got this. Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
for who need my form, Sandy can send you that, right, Sandy?
Yes, I will include it to Rose as when I send her the video. I'll include that as well. So we'll have it and I'll send it to everybody on our team.
Oh, this is Sil again. Just to let you know, I went on the email and clicked on the Zoom link and I couldn't get in. I had to go
Okay.
to my, yeah.
All right,
I-
it's also in the calendar and you're not the only one who had that problem. And I don't know why, but I will resend a brand new email, clean email, and make sure
Okay.
the link works before I send it out. And it's also in
Okay.
the calendar invite as a link. So hopefully I can get that to you correctly next week.
Which
Okay.
had- But when I had that problem, but when I went and redid it, it came on, it gave me the chance to get on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hit and miss, I guess. It's been. So
Mm. Okay,
Technology
thanks.
is great when it works.
that's right. It's awesome.
Okay, everyone, thank you so
right.
much and have a wonderful week. And remember, dispatch somebody every single day. Give them a call, see how they're doing, love on them, see what you can do to help them. And let's change the lives of everybody with one patch at a time.
Thank
Okay.
you,
Good night.
Toddy. Thank you,
Rose.
everybody.
Yeah,
Thank
Good
you so
night.
much.
all right.
I have a whole page of notes, Toddy.
Okay,
Thanks, Toddy.
Good night,
Okay.
everybody. Awesome job.
Thank you, Rock and Sand. Thank you
You
so
bet.
much for all
Thank
that
you
you
all.
do.
Yeah, we're out here on the Colorado River.
Woohoo! Did you catch any fish?
No, we didn't go fishing, but man, are there some cool boats out here.
Yeah, I bet.
Really, really wonderful boats. Yeah,
Yeah, glad to hear. there's
absolutely
still water
breathtaking.
there.
It's a beautiful place. It really is cool.
Yeah, wonderful.
Hey, Sand. Where'd Sand go?
Yeah, you can get on this river and you can go all the way down to the Sea of Cortez, all the way to Mexico on the Colorado River. Yeah,
Wow.
just keep on going.
That'd be
Okay,
cool. That'd be a cool trip.
good to see you, Imogene.
Yes, I'm here, Rose.
Okay.
Yeah.
take it. Yeah,
Gene, all right.
okay, goodbye, everybody.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Good
Love
night.
you.
Good night, Rose. Good night, everybody.